off your PR strategy, it's important to know what exactly is newsworthy. Journalists get a lot of emails in their inbox, and the last thing you want to do is overwhelm them with things that are not interesting, that they're not going to cover anyway. So make sure you're only pitching people when there's something interesting to say. Some examples of newsworthy events are, of course, the launch of your startup, the release of a new product, perhaps you've developed a study or you have some data to share, or maybe you've entered into a partnership with a well-known company that could even bolster your name. Let's take a look at some pitches that I've received in my inbox that were successful. The first one is a startup launch from Busy. Let's read. Busy is going to change local search by launching a Busy recommendation engine and local business census at the end of the month, and the founder and president of Busy, Gadi Shamia, would like to sit down with you prior to the announcement to show you how the engine will work. The local business census will ask users 20 questions about the local businesses in their area in order to gauge their preferences. Once complete, Busy will have what it needs to provide you with a recommendation the way a friend would in a fun and interactive way. So far, there have really been two tiers of online local search, Yellow Pages and Yelp and Zagat reviews. We are moving into the third tier of predictive technology, creating the ability to provide users and consumers with recommendations based on their preferences. Busy's recommendations won't just be based on what your friends like or recommend, because we don't necessarily always agree with what our friends and family like, but Busy's unique and proprietary algorithm will match your data with the best fit for you anywhere you go. Some pieces that were particularly interesting about this pitch. One, they've offered up their CEO to come speak with me. It's always great when you can get the entrepreneur right in the room with you to answer all your questions in particular, instead of just having a press release sent to your inbox. Two, they've explained that they have a proprietary algorithm, which makes me interested. Proprietary, like, let's see what this is all about. Of course I want to get Gadi in the room and drill him down on how exactly this was created. And third, they've given me insight into the current local search arena and shown me where exactly they fit into it. So this is a great way to explain what's going on, and it's a very informative pitch. It is a little lengthy. I usually recommend that pitches stay within a paragraph or any less, as small as you can get it. But in this case, it's very informative. Every sentence actually conveys something new, and it kept me engaged all the way through the end. So this is a really great example. Let's take a look at another example. Saw on Twitter that you had downloaded our new app, Snooth Wine Pro. Hope you're enjoying it or will enjoy it on your trip to Napa and Sonoma. I've sent some information to your counterparts at Mashable in hopes of receiving some Mashable love in the form of coverage, and haven't heard anything just yet. I had luck pitching back in 2008 when I was still in college and had my own streaming music engine, Streamzy, but this time seems a bit more challenging. This is my first big project since I've arrived at Snooth, and I'd be forever grateful if you could consider covering the new app. It's the first of its kind, and we're extremely proud of it. I've included our press release below and a link to find screenshots and contest info. Let me know if you'd like some promo codes to gift your readers. Again, I appreciate your consideration. The first thing I notice about this pitch is that he kind of knows a little bit about me. He's done some research. He's seen on Twitter that I've downloaded his app. In fact, I tweeted it because I was really excited about it. And he knew that I was about to go test it out in Napa and Sonoma. This can come off as creepy, but no, it actually comes out as exciting, and I'm really glad that he's paying attention. I'm thinking that what he did was probably set up a search on Twitter, potentially through an app like Hootsuite or TweetDeck, to stay on top of anyone who was talking about his company. Secondly, he mentions his relationship to Mashable and that he's sent on some information about his company to my counterpart at Mashable. In fact, that message was actually forwarded onto me, making a total of 2 emails in my inbox about this company. That perked up my ears, and I was already paying attention to what they were doing. And in fact, I had downloaded it, so that showed that I was interested. And lastly, he offered up promo codes to Mashable readers. The app actually costs a few bucks, maybe 99 cents at the time of its launch, and these were promo codes for a free app. Of course, we would be interested in offering that up to our readers. In the end, I did write about this app, and I heard from the publicist that the promo code was highly used, thousands of downloads within the first week. So it was a success on my side and a success on their side. Another newsworthy event is the release of a study or any data that you might have. This is something you can get really creative about, because in those times when you don't have a product release or a new feature that you're launching, think about other ways you can get in the press. Maybe you have been gathering data for the past year on your users and you have some really interesting insights into your industry. So here's an example of a pitch I received that was just that. It's from Qubit. It says, "My client Qubit has done some research into retail websites and has come up with a list of top reasons that people don't convert into paying customers. We'd be more than happy to do a top ways to improve website conversion style piece off the back of this if you'd be interested." While they had initially pitched this as a guest post, I actually instead interviewed the team about the data and wrote a piece called "The Top 10 Reasons Your Website is Losing Sales." Final takeaways. Journalists are very busy. Don't clog their inboxes. They don't like that. They'll start deleting you immediately. Make sure that you know it's newsworthy. You already have your launch, so after you get past the launch, think about new product releases, if you can come up with some data, even offer up your employees as experts. These are all ways that you can find yourself interacting with journalists, but finally, remember, you're a human and they're a human, so just keep it real in your emails, and we'll discuss that a little later about how to make your pitch actually compelling to another human being.